YouTube. This is BAME Books, a series where I talk about works by BAME, Black, Asian, minority ethnic authors. This is basically our equivalent term for POC. It leaves a little bit to be desired, I know, but I didn't want to use a US-centric term for a series with a focus on Irish and British authors. This time we're going to be talking about Change is Gonna Come. This is an anthology from 2017. It has been contributed to by 12 writers, introduced by Darren Shetty, and the art is by Lucy Banerjee. The theme around this is change, of course, and it was created to highlight BAME authors. I started this series because the We Need Diverse Books movement has been so good, but I feel like the benefits have been concentrated on American authors, and I'm happy for them, but I just feel like we do ourselves a disservice with it. I think it was 2017, the year this anthology was published, that I remember there being a Guardian article about how that year only 1% of children's books that had been published was by a BAME author, and feeling very silly that I hadn't noticed that was the case, and also a little disappointed. I feel like that was almost an obvious result, but yeah, I kind of wanted to course correct, and myself as well, because I don't know that many BAME authors. I could point you out some names from this: Nikesh Shukla and Aisha Bushby and Aisha Malik, Catherine Johnson, maybe Irfan Master, that I think are possibly quite well known. But I'm really glad that I picked up this book because it has given me a lot of writers to look into more. Confession time, I don't actually like anthologies. I don't like short stories, really. I thought this was going to be like an assignment, and I would read it and I would pick out an author or, you know, a poet. There are two poems which bookend the anthology. I thought I would read this and I would pick out an author or two maybe, and I would look more into their work. But I actually really enjoyed this, surprisingly. I think I gave it 5 stars. 4 felt too low. It was probably more 4.5, but I gave it 5 stars because rounding down did not feel fair. There was really only one story here that didn't work for me, and that wasn't because it was bad, it's just because I did not connect with the style with which it was written, and for me it kind of hampered the ability to connect with it, but it was still something that I would actually read if it were, you know, expanded. So yeah, this was a really pleasant surprise. My worries were quickly put to rest. The first story, Marionette Girl by Aisha Bushby, is about this sweet girl, Amani, who has OCD. It follows her during this time when its manifestations are changing and her routine is being disrupted. And I can't speak to OCD representation, but I thought it was written really, it was lovely in its writing, and as a character study kind of piece, I found it really compelling. And it really kind of set me at ease and made me more confident in the anthology as a whole. It got off to such a good start, and I was not disappointed afterwards. It really did go from strength to strength, among which I would point out We Who by Nikesh Shukla, which is, I know from reading the synopsis of his other works that he kind of deals with racism and Islamophobia, and it was a really, really good piece, probably one of the best. It was a little raw not for me because it deals with Brexit, and that is not something that I wanted to read. But in terms of writing, I would say that it was one of the best pieces. An easier read, which I still loved, and possibly one of my favourites, is, what was it? Excuse me. Iridescent Adolescent by Phoebe Roy. This is, if you're looking for some kind of tight, well explained piece, this isn't really for you. You know what is happening, you just don't know how it started really. And it is a wee bit vague, but if you like the writing, because that really carries it in my opinion, it is just gorgeous. And Dear Asha by Mary Bell as well, which deals with the aftermath of grief. The character has lost her mother, and they had planned to go back. I think her mother grew up in Lagos, and her mother died before they could go together, and she goes alone for the funeral, and she meets all these members of the family that she has never met before, and it was really beautiful, that kind of discovery and the bittersweetness of it. And I think tied with those, again for our favourite, would be Hackney Moon, which is the story of Esther and her friend Sam, whom she has lost, shall we say, and whom she had a crush on. And in the aftermath of that, dealing with her emotions and also meeting this new girl, Alicia, it was really sweet and kind of messy and complicated, and it hurt, but it was also really good. You know, the kind of hurt that you like, I guess. So yeah, A Change Is Gonna Come is a really kind of, it spans a lot of genres and styles, and I think even if you don't like all of it as I do, or most of it as I do, I think there's definitely something in here for you to enjoy. So that is it for the first episode of BAME Books. I hope that it was informative. I hope that you come back for the next episode. Please tell me what you think down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.